and welcome to the second Kinsmen Park Rejuvenation Update. Today we're going to take a closer look into what's been happening at the PotashCorp Playland over the last couple of months. Since June, there's been quite a lot happening at the PotashCorp Playland. We've had a lot of the play equipment been delivered to the site. As you can see behind me, there's the pyramid slide is already up, and then down below the hill is the log climber. We've also had the Ferris Wheel go up, which I'm sure most of you have noticed along Spadina. It's quite a big feature. And then also the train track is starting to be installed. The Ferris Wheel arrived at the end of August and was starting to be installed at the beginning of September. It took about 8 days for the whole installation to be complete, and it's going to totally revamp the whole Saskatoon city skyline. It's going to be an amazing view from on top of the 63-foot-high Ferris Wheel. While some elements like the Ferris Wheel will be brand new, the original carousel will be refurbished to a brand new look. To learn more about the carousel refurbishment, we're going to talk to Sharon Deason, Objects Conservator, who's already well underway in the repainting of the carousel animals.
When I received the animals here, it was in June, I think, and they had many coats of paint over many years, but they were severely chipped. It was decided that the original paint would be removed. And we would start from scratch and we'd go down to the bare metal. From bare cast aluminum, we have to put a conversion coating on, then 2 coats of primer, and then 1 or 2, depending on how it goes, of the base coat, and then the detailing. I will be doing them in groups, but I'll be working with them in groups according to their base color. The color selection has come from the color palette that has been used for the whole park. We went through hours of looking at the different color schemes. I started doing it, providing line drawings to the city and providing colors, and then those were discussed over and over again. And I don't know how many hours we put into that, but I thought it was a real achievement when we finally came up with that incredible color scheme. Part of being a conservator is not only to do the treatment, but to do preservation and preventative conservation. And so hopefully that is the solution to keeping them very nice and preserving them for many years to come.
The new Campotex train is a really exciting element of the park. It'll have a longer track that'll follow along the same route as the old horse racing track from 1910. Tony Martin, who is the project manager for Arizona Railroad, is on site here installing the track, and he'll tell us a little bit more about that process.
The installation of this track is quite involved because we've got to dig out, make sure that all the subsoil is compacted, then get a grade of stone across before we get the tracks bedded on there. Then we go around, level them all, and get it all ready for the locomotive rolling up. The train's going to have a new station built for it, and then it's going to go around the perimeter of the big field, up through the tree-lined area. It's going to be a run of around about 630 metres. It'll make a very scenic run the whole way around, particularly going up through the trees on the far side. The train's just being built down in Phoenix, and I will be back here sometime in April after your snow, so that we can get it all installed and commissioned.
Space to Place has been leading the entire Kinsmen Park rejuvenation process. Jeff Cutler is landscape architect for Space to Place and is here to tell us a little bit more about the project and what went into the design.
The project started in 2011 and it started with the master plan process and really looking at the overall context of Kinsmen Park and really kind of identifying where different phases of implementation would happen. Through that process, we did numerous consultation with the public and different stakeholders. We also did a children's workshop at a local school to really help to identify what some of the priorities were within the park and what makes Kinsmen Park special. We're kind of building on some of the existing rides that were here. We heard from numerous people that the rides were really this kind of sentimental piece within the Saskatoon community, and really when the rides opened up, it helped to mark the start of summer. This is going to be a really new, kind of fresh space. There's not a lot of other places that are really like it, especially in Canada, and I think it's going to be one of the best places for children in Canada. It's designed as a series of spaces within the park. So When you arrive at the park, you first come into what we call the rides garden, and that's really kind of how you are welcomed into the park. And that's where you're going to see the Ferris Wheel, which is going to have quite a strong presence along Spadina, the carousel, and then you really enter into a plaza that's also bordered by the train station on the one side. And the train station is actually a very important structure within the new park, is that it kind of is an edge building. It's an edge to the plaza, but then also on the other side, it's an edge to this new playground that we're creating. It's not a traditional playground that you'd see in a lot of other parks. It's much more creative play experience and really trying to look at incorporating many of the different ways that children play. So it includes active play, includes water play, includes some nature play experience, as well as a lot of change in topography to really create a really wonderful place for children in the city.
PotashCorp's contribution of $7.5 million has allowed the city to rejuvenate one of Saskatoon's oldest parks with the development of PotashCorp Playland at Kinsmen Park.
When we first heard that some of the rides were going to be decommissioned at Kinsmen Park, we knew immediately that we wanted to be supportive in a big way. Saskatoon is our home, and we knew that we wanted to contribute in a meaningful way. So we partnered with the City of Saskatoon, and we're so excited to work together to develop a new plan for Kinsmen Park, the development of PotashCorp Playland, with a new rides garden and a ton of activities for the kids in Saskatoon. What's really exciting for us is that it's a rejuvenation of the park. This park has a long history in Saskatoon. It's been used for generations. Many people have had the enjoyment and have a ton of memories from being at this park. We're so excited to be able to rejuvenate that, give it new life, give it new activities, and make it a true destination for the city of Saskatoon.
Well, thanks again for joining us. We hope you enjoyed all of the interviews with all the exciting guests today. And for more information on the future home of the PotashCorp Playland, you can go to saskatoon.ca/go/Kinsmen Park.